4-2 your final here at FirstOntario Centre. The Hamilton Bulldogs over the Milwaukee Admirals. Laura Barney with Derek Wills. And Derek, we'll start as always with your thoughts.
I thought a very well played game by the Hamilton Bulldogs, especially the first two periods. And they haven't had a lot of large leads this season, so to see them jump out in front 3-0 and then 4-1 had to be really satisfying for the fans. They haven't scored a lot of goals here at FirstOntario Centre, a lot of goals anywhere, but especially here. And it had to feel really good for the coaches and the players as well, because they've been working really hard of late. And even when they've been the better of the two teams, they haven't always won. Like last weekend, they won 1 out of 3 games when they probably should have won 3 out of 3 games. So they come home, they win on Wednesday, they beat the Abbotsford Heat 3-1 in a must-win game. And they come back to FirstOntario Centre tonight, and they beat an even better Milwaukee Admirals team by a final score of 4-2. And the Hamilton Bulldogs are starting to pick up some confidence and some much-needed momentum. And all of a sudden, they've gone from being 12 points out of the 8th and final playoff position to 8 points out. Last time I checked, the Rockford Ice Hogs were losing 3-0. So if that score holds, the Dogs are only going to be 8 points out of a playoff position. They're still going to have a game in hand. And by the end of the weekend, they could be as close as 6, which, boy, oh boy, they're going to start sniffing that playoff spot. And I think they're going to start foaming at the mouth going after it.
Now, Derek, if our fans at home didn't know who Michael Barney was before, they certainly do now. You can really see that he's an NHL caliber player. You can't put all of this on him, of course. It is a team effort, but you can see that he makes the people around him better. Oh, absolutely. And I thought he was really good in his first game back. And he hadn't played in a while prior to Wednesday, but looked terrific on the Hamilton Bulldogs' new #1 line, playing alongside his Stephan Lebeau and Christian Thomas. And each guy had a point in that game. And then Michael Barney was even better in his second game back, scored a couple of big goals for the Hamilton Bulldogs today, and a power play goal. What do you know? How the team goes from being 0 for 20 in the power play and 1 for 39 on the power play to going 2 for their next 2 power plays is beyond me, but you're right. Barney brings a lot to this team. The main thing he brings is speed. He was the fastest player on the ice tonight. He has NHL caliber speed, and he's got a lot of skill as well. And he's one of those guys that not only does things himself, but he makes the guys around him better. And I think that Stephan Lebeau has been a better player playing alongside of Michael Barney. And I think to an even greater extent, it's made Christian Thomas a better player. The only negative is the Hamilton Bulldogs only have him for 1 more game. So they're going to try to use him as much as they can in tomorrow's game against the Abbotsford Heat. But the plan is for him to go back to the Montreal Canadiens after that. It'll be a 3-game conditioning stint. Not long enough for Dogs fans, but with the way he's played in these 2 games, Habs fans are now anxious to get him back. All right, Derek, now the Abbotsford Heat are back here tomorrow. You got to think they have revenge on their minds. Absolutely. The Abbotsford Heat are really struggling mightily right now. What's good for them is that they had today off. So they played here Wednesday, didn't play Thursday, didn't play today. So they're going to be the more rested of the 2 hockey teams, but they have won 1 of their last 11 games. We're talking about a playoff team here. So they're going to be desperate for a win, and the Hamilton Bulldogs are going to have to be prepared for a lot tougher game tomorrow night than they had on Wednesday night. It's not going to be an easy game. The Abbotsford Heat have a lot of skill. They've got a lot of speed, and they can be a tough team to beat. They've been a little Jekyll and Hyde so far this season. At times they look at like one of the top teams in the American Hockey League. We see them the other night, and they certainly didn't look like that kind of club. So I think we're going to see a better Abbotsford Heat team tomorrow than we saw on Wednesday. I think the Hamilton Bulldogs are well aware of that, and they just got to take care of their own business. They came into the week knowing they had to win at least 2 out of 3 on home ice, probably 3 out of 3. So they can head on this 9-game, 18-day road trip a little closer to a playoff spot. All right, Derek, thank you very much for your thoughts as always. And now we're going to see what our coaches had to say.
Well, a very good performance for the entire team tonight. We start strongly with 2 power play goals in the first period, which is very good. And obviously, we are aware that power play at home has been difficult this year. So it was important to take the lead against that team, and we were able to do so. And after that, we had some good moment also, perhaps to increase our lead, and we kept continue to put pressure on them. We use our speed, and when we had some letdown, I think again our goalie Torkarski was fantastic.
I think we're just kind of put everything behind us as far as the losing, and we're just going out there and playing for each other, and just going out there and trying to have fun. We have 1 more game tomorrow, and then go on a big road trip. I think on a road trip we can definitely gain some momentum and just gel with the team, and definitely get some wins.
We know we are in a race for playoff. We know that we are perhaps a little bit far behind, but we want to believe it. We want to take 1 game at a time, and get the result and put pressure on the opponent. And obviously Milwaukee is a team that we chase. They are a very good hockey team, and it was important to come out strong tonight and to build on the win that we got Wednesday. But we have another game tomorrow already, so we have to refocus and be ready again against Abbotsford.